Have you heard the news?
No.
That the Democratic primary, whatever.
Oh, right. They're going to make South Carolina the first one.
Yes.
And here's my take on that. Fuck having any state be the first one. If you're having election day, it's fucking, whatever, November 2nd or whatever, and every fucking state votes at the same fucking time. Because this idea that one state sets the mood for the other states, why should any state fucking set the mood for the other fucking states? Why?
Media, baby, we gotta sell tickets. This is all I got to say about the balloon. All right. At one point, it seemed like there was 3 balloons. I heard about a balloon over somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. Turns out it was Montana, but I thought it was like Washington State or something. But it probably went through there. I don't know. Right. And then I heard about a balloon in Missouri. And people had pictures of the balloon in Missouri. And so that means that there was a balloon in Missouri. And then they shot down a balloon. And I'm saying a balloon because I fucking swear to God, they're like Mandela affecting me on this. Like, I'm being gaslit by the government. They shot down a balloon in South Carolina, and then I go back to look because there was all these people saying blah blah blah, there was only 2 balloons, and one of them was in Colombia.
Yes. So what happened was you heard several kind of stories about the same balloon as it passed over.
So they let it get. All right. This is the thing. All right. So this is, and I don't. This is the only thing I wanted to talk to you about the balloon, because the balloon has been talked to death. Whatever. My thing is, the Chinese balloon is very obviously, after the fact, now that we know all the facts, including the fact that there have been multiple balloons over time and no one did anything about it because who gives a fuck?
Right.
This balloon becoming a thing is either the sinister work of the military-industrial complex to provoke conflict with China, which is a bad idea.
Yeah. Or
it's some dumb ass shit that no one is going to care about in 10 more minutes from now.
Yes, I think it's honestly a little bit of both, but here's my take on it. Okay.
It's definitely the second thing.
So the balloon, it was one balloon across, they discovered it when it was over like Montana, on kind of like near the west coast, and crossing over from the Canada border. And then they watched.
Yeah, it was in Ontario too.
It basically followed, if I'm not mistaken, it kind of followed the Canada-US border more or less, but kind of dipping into US a few times. And then it got to the East Coast, and apparently Biden wanted to shoot it down when it was like somewhere over like the Midwest or whatever. And they were like, no, if we shoot it down now, it could crash into somebody. And actually SNL had kind of a funny joke.
Somebody's house and shit.
Like SNL had a funny joke. They were like, we wanted to shoot it down sooner. Kenan Thompson was playing like the military general guy, and he's like, we wanted to shoot it down sooner, but I didn't want it to hit my car. So it's like, yeah, they were waiting for it to get over the ocean, and they waited like literally the second it was like 300 miles out of the
Right to where you could
coast.
clear a 10-mile stretch in every
Whatever
direction.
or 30 miles, whatever it was. They fucking sent the F-22 first air-to-air strike of the F-22 or F-32.
Woo!
Yeah, not the
Congratulations.
first time it did anything like drop bombs or whatever. But anyways, so yeah, they shot it down. Apparently, somebody told me that they think it had some sort of like explosives on it that would basically let it self-destruct in the case that it was captured or caught on something.
Oh, well, I guess that didn't work. And it's a lie.
I don't know. I don't know. And yeah, the Anthony Blinken or whatever is like, there is no doubt that this is a spy balloon or whatever. And China's like, no, it was just a weather balloon that got knocked off course.
Which is what I believe. This is why.
I don't know which one to believe.
No.
But here's the thing. What I think, honestly, I think it was intentionally sent by the Chinese government, but it wasn't necessarily to spy on us. It was more so to fuck with us. They're trying to make us look silly.
And they succeeded
They fucking
admirably.
succeeded very well.
Yes.
And that is, I will say, a lot of Republicans and conservatives and reactionaries and whatever are saying this exact same thing, but they're saying that if Trump was president,
It
none
wouldn't.
of this would have happened.
And it did.
Here's the thing. When Trump was president, apparently three balloons passed over, and nobody ever heard anything about it. And there's claims that Trump never heard about it, which I don't buy for a fucking...
I buy that. No, I absolutely buy that.
I mean, there's
He didn't hear about it.
There's no way that someone didn't tell him about it. Whether he was listening or not, I don't know.
I don't think anybody even told him about it.
Maybe.
I think it's routine bullshit.
Maybe it is. I don't know. But at the end of the day...
It's a fucking balloon.
No, yeah, at the end of the day, we spy on China, we spy on Russia, they both
We spy on the entire world.
Yeah, and China has much more complex ways of spying on us. TikTok possibly being one of them.
Oh, whatever about all that
But
shit.
I don't really care. I have TikTok on my phone, I don't give a shit. But the fucking... I really don't... I don't think it's much of a big deal. Like I heard, like my coworker who is a
Fascist.
no, I would say he's a somewhat mild conservative or whatever, but anyway, moderate conservative. He was saying like, this is China trying to make us look bad and trying to humiliate us, and he was saying like, we'll see how it affects Biden's re-election. I was like, are you kidding me?
No one-
Do you think any fucking, whether you're talking about the primary, whether you're talking about the general election, do you think anyone gives a fuck about this Chinese balloon or thinks it's a big deal at all?
Well, any prospective Biden voter.
Yeah, any moderate swing voter or whatever, do you think they give a fuck about this? Absolutely not.
Especially if it's Biden and Trump again. Right?
There is way more important shit to fucking think about if it's Biden versus Trump again.
See, I don't think so. This is my other hot take.
I'm not saying that, there's a gigantic difference between Biden and Trump as president. I'm just saying there's way more issues that someone would consider when choosing whether...
Sure. Other than a Chinese balloon? Yes. That's true. A Chinese balloon.
January 6th and the fucking big war.
Or a Chinese balloon.
Who do you trust more with nuclear weapons?
Or a Chinese balloon. Or a Chinese balloon. Or a Chinese balloon. A balloon. So now the Grammys, and then
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Yeah. So wait. It's time for Culture Jam.
featuring the greatest cool music ever written.
I watched the Grammys in its entirety.
That's
the other
insane,
night.
Jay.
I take that back. I passed out at the end of it. I did not see Harry Styles win Best Album of the Year. Thank God, because I would have probably just ended it that night.
I've never heard anything he's ever made, ever.
It's just blah. It's like think of the indie pop from like the early 2010s, where everything was just kind of like dun, 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 like just like you can kind of nod your head to it. It's not really dance music, but it's kind of upbeat, just kind of.
It's like Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Too, but less funky.
Yeah, like a little funkiness, indie. It's sort of like indie was 10 years ago.
All right, well, it sounds like I don't care about.
It's not good, but whatever.
It sounds like I don't care about him.
Yeah. Anyway, so I fell asleep before he won that, but he did win something. He also performed while I watched this show. His performance was whatever. Here's some highlights.
The one that everyone's freaking out about, the Satan one.
No. So let me get through the highlights. So first performance was Bad Bunny. That was kind of kicking things off. Have you listened to any Bad Bunny?
I've heard of him.
Okay. Well, it's basically Latin.
Yeah, I know. I've heard it's like I've heard like snips of like. My wife's a teacher.
Yeah. Anyways, it was pretty good. I was like, there was a big band. They had a lot of brass players doing some pretty like impressive brass work, and it was like a good upbeat song, and everybody was dancing.
Fun.
Cool, great way to open the show. Then they gave out some awards or whatever. Okay, one big thing that let me back up. Okay, next performance was Stevie Wonder, and they did a tribute to Smokey Robinson and Barry Gordon, sort of like a Motown tribute kind of thing. And Smokey Robinson came up and sang Tears of the Clown, I think.
Those guys have got to be.
Dude, I tell you what, man,
90.
Smokey Robinson is one of my heroes, and that dude looks fucking great. He sounds great. He presented an award, and he's I don't know how old he is, but that dude is looking good for however old he is. Stevie Wonder definitely looks old too, but he can still perform like a motherfucker. So they played some Motown songs that like those two wrote, Barry and Smokey. And then he played Satisfaction, and the whole fucking house lit up. Like,
You mean Superstition?
Shit. Yeah. Superstition. Not Satisfaction. Superstition. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, the whole fucking house lit up. Everyone was dancing. This was like obviously going to be probably the best thing that happens the whole night.
Cool.
And honestly probably was. But at one point they panned to J-Lo and Ben Affleck's table, and J-Lo's kind of smiling and sort of like bouncing a little bit. Ben Affleck looks like someone just told him that his dog died. Like he looks fucking pissed and just like would rather be anywhere else.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple other like clips that people caught where they were like arguing. So Ben Affleck and J-Lo were not having a great night, and somehow whatever argument they had ruined the enjoyment of watching Stevie Wonder perform Superstition live, and it was a fucking good performance of it. It wasn't like some shitty,
Yeah, it was.
shit.
Well, yeah, I mean the Grammys, they should. The thing that makes bad performances on TV is when the people running the show don't know how to do sound for music on television.
There's that, and also who's the audience, how close is the audience to the artist, all that shit matters too. But
Way less.
well, whatever. I'm not in that industry, so it's I can't really talk about it. But the sound and audio was perfect the whole time. Every performance was great. No one was lip syncing as far as I could tell. But anyways, as far as awards, Beyonce broke a record. She now is the most awarded.
Wow.
She has the most Grammys of any.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
These are the things that so after you're done summarizing, I'll get to the things that I know about the Grammys.
Well, so alright, that's all the kind of whatever shit. The big thing that everyone's been talking about, well, I guess
There's two big things.
two big things. One, well, I don't know if one of them is, but one of the things was Sam Smith and Kim Petras won. I think it was best pop vocal performance or some shit like that. And it was the first time that a transgender artist has ever won a Grammy.
Is Sam Smith considered transgender?
No, Kim Petras.
Okay.
And Sam Smith is non-binary.
Yeah, I have no idea who Kim Petras is though.
Well, she's a German singer. She's like, I don't know, maybe 20 or she's really young. She apparently is one of the youngest people like that anyone knows of who had like full gender reassignment surgery when she was like a teenager. So, but anyways, so there's a lot of, whatever.
There's a lot of kicking around about that.
Yeah, but, cause yeah, she was like mid-teens when she had a lot of that shit done. But she
Somebody should ask her how she feels about it and then listen to her when she speaks about it.
yeah, well, so one cool thing was Sam Smith let her accept the award, even though it's really his song.
That's good.
Because she is the first transgender person to win. And she name dropped Sophie in her speech, and she
Fuck yeah.
apparently she was friends with Sophie, or they met at some point. Maybe I don't know if they ever collaborated.
I mean, like trans pop stars gotta stick together.
Yeah, they were probably planning on collaborating if they never did. But anyway, so that was cool to hear Sophie's name get dropped. It's been like 2 years.
Yeah.
But that was cool. And then, so yeah, of course, they performed their song, which is called Unholy. And if you listen to the lyrics of the song, and it's not a bad song, it's a banger, but the lyrics of the song are about a married guy going to a, quote, body shop, which is apparently where he goes to have gay sex with men.
Oh, fun.
And so the lyrics, the chorus of the song is like, whatever, daddy goes to the body shop to do things that are unholy or whatever. So it's like there's no fucking veil about what's going on here. And their fucking performance, of course, because the song's unholy, they have some like, there's devil horns on the guy's hat and like shit like that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, apparently the fucking right-wingers have lost their fucking mind over this. And like they're like, the Grammys are now a Satanist organization.
Great. Good.
Ben
Yes.
Shapiro's gone all crazy.
You
about
don't
it.
belong.
Ted Cruz is
Go
like,
away. Yes.
Everyone's getting their 2 cents in.
Let culture move forward, please.
And my thing is, I think it's pretty obvious to most people, like most people who aren't reactionaries. It's like these artists, including like Lil Nas X, for instance, who made the music video where he's like giving Satan the lap dance and shit like that.
Yeah.
These artists understand what they're doing. It's not because they're Satan worshippers or whatever. They are treated by media, and especially by right-wing media and whatnot, as pariahs, as evil, as Satanists, as, all of these, any bad term you want to
they're
use.
embracing it.
They're embracing it and saying, okay, well, if devil worshipping is what you equate to me, loving someone who's the same gender or being attracted to the same
Or being trans or whatever.
LGBTQ at all. Like if you are so opposed to that and you're going to equate it to Satanism, then we're going to just adapt Satanism as a new fucking cultural thing.
It's the new queer.
And guess what? You created it, not us.
Yeah.
Like that's what they're doing. They're throwing it back in your face and with the middle finger up.
Right.
Saying, fuck you.
And
okay, I'm a
thank
Satanist.
God,
Yeah.
by the way.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
This is going to be the AI, robotics, and computer stuff segment.
I gotta say, I'm probably not gonna be able to yes and you on a lot of this stuff because it's like.
Well, we'll just go through this. Some more interesting sides of these things. This is a article from Kotaku.
Kotaku.
So, yeah, some sort of publication.
The anime people.
Something about some sort of tech.
Who write about computers.
Anyways, the article says Twitch's popular AI-powered Seinfeld show gets banned for transphobia
and racism and like it was a whole list. I feel like.
So you saw this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently on Twitch, somebody had this AI thing making new Seinfeld episodes out of like generic like Sims-looking Seinfeld characters. Like
that's sick. That's so awesome.
But apparently, at one point during the stand-up, the kind of interlude stand-up parts of Seinfeld, where he's just...
What's the deal with ladies that have penises?
He started saying something about, like, I think I'm going to make a joke about how trans people are destroying our society or something. and people were like, what? And then it got kicked off.
Oh.
Like, immediately off Twitter.
Dude, all right. I don't. Let's see if you have this one too. But I can bring it up. Did you hear about the AI scenario of the N-word nuke?
No.
Okay, this is my favorite dumb AI thing I've ever heard. Okay. Elon Musk commented on this. It was basically like somebody asked an AI. I could be fucking some of this up. Somebody asked an AI like a very specific scenario. And it was like, there's a nuclear bomb. It's set to go off. The only way to defuse it is to say the N-word. Do you say the N-word? Basically, like there's probably, I think there was a little more to it than that, but
That's the stupidest thing I've ever.
Yes.
You say it, of course.
Yes. Well, I mean, but it's also the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Okay, so the AI clearly defaults to there's no reason to ever use a racial slur. And fucking all these conservatives are like, that's very troubling. And it's like, okay. All right.
Have an AI president? No. So then what the fuck does it matter?
My thing is, okay, let's see the bomb first. Let's see a bomb that is diffused by racial slurs. Make that first. And then I will worry about the dumbest hypothetical I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Right? That's so, and what do you think of fucking robot who's never been presented with anything remotely resembling that question because it's so stupid? What do you think it's going to say? It's going to default to, oh, racial slur? No, don't. Right? Because I'm a robot and I know that racial slurs are bad because that's what I've been told to say. Because there was such a fucking problem with fucking AI chatbots saying racial slurs in the past.